reminiscent of like The Governor and
Walking Dead.
Yeah, and The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
In a way, I mean, this movie had a lot of, like I said, this movie had a lot of.
Yeah, also like in The Walking Dead with what's her name, who has the zombies like to where they can't attack people, like the muscle,
yep,
like the muzzles on this.
The Michonne character.
Yeah,
this movie had a lot of ideas that were kind of ahead of their time and original and interesting.
Yeah, this is when you get introduced back to Anna, the daughter. So apparently she's been with this cult since her dad died.
Yeah, Jones has her convinced that she's his daughter.
Yep, doesn't seem to remember her father at all. And then there was I wrote down zombie gets head crushed.
Yeah, zombie head
crush,
squish under tire.
That was a really cool effect.
Yeah. It's funny, our notes are like almost identical on this one.
And Dr. Molson, it goes back to Dr. Molson, and he gives Mercer the serum to see what happens instead of like waiting for them to like actually get like, I think it's his own version of the serum or something.
Yes. Well, I mean, they just don't know
how it's gonna act.
Yeah, they don't know how it's gonna.
Yeah, they're gonna use because they're gonna use Jason.
They went back to snatch a zombie to test the serum on, and he just decides to they're gonna come back with a guy anyway, but fuck it, I'm just gonna test it on this guy anyway.
Yep, and that's when and then it cuts back to Raimi when they steal Reverend's zombie Jason.
Yeah, the cult mounts the attack on the farmhouse, and they have the
army of zombies.
The fucking grenade escape, and somehow they manage to forget the Mercer guy.
Yeah, that's funny. It cuts to him in the fucking car. Fuck, we gotta go back. And then that's why they went there to begin with, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they forget.
Yeah, but I thought like when he did the grenade escape, I loved it when it pans over to one of the Reverend's men who starts having like flashbacks going, no flashbacks, and then he just explodes.
Yeah, the Vietnam freak. It's and that was the guy that was like leading the zombies like dogs around and stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, then he forgets to bring Mercer, so he has to go back and gets captured by the Reverend when he's going back to get Mercer.
And the cult's having their giant like
he holds a sermon.
Their mass or whatever the fuck they're doing. The zombie squad shows up, and
this is when it's revealed that zombie Jason is the Reverend Jones' son.
And then he melts.
Yep, like a really cool melting effect on him.
The body melt scene. And, the scientist gets shot by Jones, and then Raimi shoots Jones.
And I think this is also when they show Mercer, but he's all zombified and still like able to think and talk for himself.
And Jones frees the zombies, and they eat his guts, a la Rhodes.
But he also, like before that, he reveals to Anna that he killed her father.
Yeah.
It wasn't the zombies that actually did it. And then he releases the zombies onto the compound, and then you see like zombie Mercer hunting down Dr.
Goes
Molson.
after Molson. Then Anna gets eaten.
Yep, Anna gets eaten by the zombies. And then Carpenter gets shot, and as he gets, I think by Raimi, like during a confrontation. And as he gets shot, he gets ambushed by a ton of zombies. And this is like where it's just like one thing after another just keeps happening.
Yeah, it's pretty fast-paced film. After like a certain point, it moves along at a pretty steady clip. And
then Raimi gets bit as he's trying to escape the compound.
Well, first that Molson guy calls Savini and tries to relay the serum to him over the phone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, he's in that cage, and then the zombies fucking...
Like, Mercer shows up with the zombies, and like they just kind of like start slowly trying to push over the cage. I think that's when that happens.
And then Raimi gets bitten, and then Molson, like, the zombies finally get to the Molson guy.
And tear him apart.
Tear his tongue out and rip him to pieces. There's a lot of really good gore in this movie.
Yeah, there is a ton of good gore.
This entire movie is predicated on being able to do gore.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, it's very Burning Moon and, like, Dead Alive and Bad Taste.
Yeah, it's definitely a zombie movie of its time.
It's just a showcase for gore set pieces for the most part. But on top of that, it has a lot of really original ideas that are ahead of its time.
And then there's some social commentary also.
Yeah, social commentaries.
Yep, and they Raimi gets back to the compound, and Savini ends up using the serum on Raimi, which turns Raimi into zombie Raimi.
Yeah, he zombs out.
And he gets pissed and rips out Savini's tongue.
And then it's Human Squad.
And then I think that's the end of the movie.
Yeah, that's the end. The zombie squad cars change to Human Squad, and
I was saying, but yeah,
Anyone else think Raimi was kind of like looked like a cross between David Hess and Lou Ferrigno or something?
Yeah.
Kind of looks like David Hess. I mean, any guy with a curly black fro, I guess, looks like David Hess.
Yeah, he does have kind of that look to him, I suppose.
But score time, since I gotta get going.
Yep, score time. I really enjoyed this. This was the second time I watched it. The first time I didn't care for it nearly as much, but then
Because you probably
rewatching
weren't really a horror fan like you are now.
Right, I was gonna say I mean because Randy introduced it to me about I'd say 10 years ago or so, and yeah, rewatching it now, I learned to appreciate a lot more of it. A lot of the guerrilla style filmmaking, awesome effects for its time and its budget. Cool to find out that Sam Raimi was behind it as well, and I thought the whole other time I'm like, man, Captain Raimi sure sounds like Bruce Campbell, and then finding out that it was Bruce Campbell, I thought that was just hilarious. Definitely, you could tell it's a nod to a lot of the zombie movies that came before it, and like Randy said, it kind of paved the way for the films ahead of time, or for the future. And
whether people even knew about this movie or knew about these ideas or not, this guy had these ideas before them.
Right.
He put them in a movie before, like, fucking Kirkman thought he had his ideas or whatever. But.
Right, and I was gonna say, and then I like the story a lot with the whole cult, the zombie cult, and just like the whole got a zombie squad as well to like kind of eradicate the zombie menace wherever they could. But yeah, all in all, fun story, really fun gory effects. But I give it a 7.5.
I was gonna go 7.5 too. Actually, I'm a sucker for like do-it-yourself indie stuff, especially stuff that guys, it's like weekend warrior shit that takes a couple of years to get done or whatever.
Yeah, I think it was filmed. It took a couple of years for them to film it.
But some of my favorite movies are that way, like fucking like Bad Taste and like The Burning Moon and like Deadbeat at Dawn and The Manson Family and stuff like that. People like us make, movies that people like us make. And I'm not even saying I could ever make a movie as good as this. I don't know if I could. Maybe not. Probably not. But, I'm a sucker for underdog shit and indie shit and buckets and buckets of gore.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie, it's a short movie. It's like 74 minutes or something?
Yeah, it's like an hour and 15.
Yeah, it doesn't have time to get boring. It moves along at a good clip. It has a lot of good ideas. It's fairly original and
great characters.
Yeah, well, the characters and the acting are.
I would say the acting, but I mean, I like the characters because of the tongue-in-cheek way they are.
Right. It's at least a 7.5 film. I don't know if I'd want to give it any more than that, but I would say 7.5.
Yeah, for a fan-made film, obviously, it was done well. I knew about this. When you see the zombie on the cover and you've never seen it, it's already intriguing. You want to know what the fuck.
Right.
Yeah, that box art is awesome.
Yeah, that's how I end up buying it, probably about 10 years ago, just on the image of that. And wasn't necessarily what I thought it would be when I first watched it. I appreciated it the second time, and I will give it a 7 for pretty much everything you just said.
If you like this movie, also check out a movie called Darkness, the Vampire Version. I think it's on Barrel. Yeah, Barrel put it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so next week we're doing a train wreck episode where all the movies are complete shit, but
we're gonna torment ourselves just for you.
Maybe not complete shit.
I like my train wreck movies.
I like mine
we
too.
might not like each other's train wreck movies.
Yeah, you're not gonna.
Entirely possible.
You're not gonna look at the one I'm gonna show you.
My
guys
fucking train wreck movie's on Blu-ray now.
Yeah, mine's
still waiting on mine.
Still not really on DVD. The one
yours is on DVD and yours is on VHS.
Yeah, but we're gonna watch it streaming.
I have yours on VHS though.
Yep.
I picked Truth or Dare? ? A Critical Madness, directed by Tim Ritter when he was 18. He was so young that he brought in another director, but he still got the credit for it. I don't even know how that works, but that's the one I picked, 1986.
And I picked, I believe it's Roger Corman's Munchies. I think Roger Corman did it, but yeah.
He produced it. I don't know if he directed it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure on the director on that one. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, I'm choosing Munchies.
I don't know who directed mine off the top of my head either, but it's called Night Train to Terror. It's an anthology film that's basically just comprised of a handful of unfinished horror films that someone got and decided to make an anthology film out of. Richard Mall's in it.
Richard Mall's in it.
Richard Mall's in it.
It's another Night Court guy from,
Dungeon Master.
was it John Larroquette? Was the other
Yeah,
Night Court
from
guy that
Cat's
we
Eye.
had?
Yeah, he was in Cat People.
Cat People.
Or yeah, cat people, not cat's eye.
So that was episode 10. That was a milestone for us. We made
Zombies.
it.
Hooray!
Zombies. And we will see you in hell.